Hello everyone, my name is Tony from Formula Fitness. Today we're going to talk about high intensity interval training. We're going to talk about what it is, with the science behind it, why it works, and also we're going to give you some really cool demonstrations with this guy right over here. High intensity interval training is pretty much you burning an enormous amount of calories within a very short amount of time. We do this by doing something called interval training. What interval training is pretty much going into a higher state of intensity followed by going into a lower state of intensity. An interesting fact about high intensity interval training, not only does it burn an enormous amount of calories during your workout, but also burns a lot of calories after workout, up to 36 hours. This effect is also known as the afterburn. The afterburn, or high intensity interval training, or the definition of the science behind all this, is something called EPOC, excess post-oxidative consumption. What that basically means is your body has worked so hard during a strenuous activity that it has to work really hard also after your workout to return back to homeostasis. So let's talk about some of the ratios that you can do with high intensity interval training. A 20-second or a 30-second bout of intensity or higher intensity is really common. But let's say, for example, if you're an advanced athlete, you can sprint for 20 seconds and rest for only 10 seconds. Sprint for 20 seconds and rest for 20 seconds. If you're someone that's a little bit newer or if you just want to take it easier a day, what you could do is you can sprint for 10 seconds or higher intensity for 10 seconds and rest for 20 seconds. Higher intensity for 10 seconds and lower intensity for 20 seconds. So because high intensity interval training is so rigorous, you definitely want to warm up first. So anywhere between 5 to 10 minutes just to break a light sweat, stretch out a little bit too, and then you're ready. As a personal trainer, I love to do high intensity interval training at the very end of my workout when my clients or myself have depleted all glycogen stores. So now we can tap into fat stores the whole entire time as we're working out. The really important thing about high intensity interval training is safety. Most people are not ready for it. So one of the things that you can to help manage your risk of injury and also do things safely is wearing a heart rate monitor. So you can wear a heart rate monitor by MyZone. Here at Formula Fitness, we use heart rate monitoring system to help track how hard you're working out. We don't want you going too hard, and at the same time, we want you to get results. So we don't want you going so easy, right? Another thing too is flexibility. Your joints, your knees, your back, your hips. So if you are going to be doing something really strenuous, make sure you're warmed up, make sure you're stretched out. You want to keep you nice and safe. You don't want to take steps backwards in your results. All right, now we're going to talk about the different types of interval training you can do or HIIT training you can do. Way number one is a cardio-based style. Number two is a circuit-based style. And number three is more of the strength-based style. We're going to talk about the cardio version first. And Tim, as an advanced athlete, is going to help demonstrate for us. So what he's going to do is he's going to be working and sprinting for 20 seconds and resting for 10. So Tim, whenever you're ready. And let's hit it. So as he's going really hard right now, right, he's going to be focusing on his breathing rate. He's pushing pretty hard. And usually about 10 seconds in is when you really start to feel it. Like, oh man, this is really, really, really hard. Almost there now. 3, 2, 1. And that's only 1. So during your 10 seconds, you definitely want to slow down and recover. He's a little bit more advanced, so he can go a little bit on the faster side. But if he wasn't as advanced, then he would go much slower. Make sure during when you're resting or during when you're going a little bit slower, focus on your breathing rate. That's the mistake that most people make, is during their rest periods that they don't focus on the breathing rate and they just suffer the consequences of not performing as well. So that's already a total of 2 bouts, and already his breathing rate's highly increased. And I'm pretty sure his heart rate has increased approximately at least 25 to 35% at least. So into our second portion of our cardio high intensity interval training, Tim's going to help us demonstrate. We're going to go into a higher intensity interval training with a high knee, into a lower intensity with just a jumping jack. So Tim, let me get my stopwatch ready. Ready, 3, 2, 1, hit it. There we go. And he's on his balls and his feet. His turnover is really high right now. His knees are going up pretty fast. His arms are pumping. If you can get like this, that'd be great. He is a advanced athlete though. So former college football player, whole 9 yards. You don't have to go this fast, but try, right? And ready, 3, 2, 1, and slower intensity right here. So you can go right now we're gonna go 1 to 1, so 20 seconds working, 20 seconds resting. And that's great. Perfect. Obviously, you would do multiple rounds. That's just one round for Tim. The second way you can do high intensity interval training, that's by doing circuits. In this case, we're also going to be doing body weights. Tim here is going to be doing 2 different ways, the advanced way and also a regressed way. So for 20 seconds, he's going to be working hard, and 10 seconds, he's going to be doing his push-ups, which is the easier of the 2 of the circuits. So ready, Tim? 3, 2, 1, and split jumps for 20 seconds. Awesome, that looks good. This can be a very challenging exercise. If you want to make it even a little more challenging, you want to get a little bit more height and also increase the speed of how your feet, goes and turns over back to side. So right now it's been a total of 5 seconds, remaining 3, 2, 1, and now he's going to immediately go into a regular push-up for a total of 10 seconds. That looks awesome right there. Core muscle is nice and tight. Keep your glute muscles nice and tight too to help keep that back safe. And that's time, rest, perfect, that's 10 seconds. Now let's go ahead and go immediately into an easier version. So if that's too tough for you, let's go into an easier version. And if you can't do the split jumps, just a reverse lunge for 20 seconds. Ready and begin. Perfect. And also you can get creative too. You can add some weights to this. So if you feel like, hey, this is way too easy, but the other way is way too hard, you can add some weights into this mixer here to make it a little bit more challenging for yourself too. You have a total of 8 more seconds, Tim. Focus on that breathing. Make sure to always keep your heel down or your front heel down. Ready, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Now he's gonna go into a kneeling push-up. So if you can't do a regular push-up, or if you did it for the first set, but hey, it was just too tough for you for your second and third, or any other sets, you can go into your kneeling push-up. So in this case right here, that's great. One of the most common mistakes is people have their hips back. Make sure to have your hips forward, core muscles nice and tight, and rest. Perfect. So those are just some examples of what you can do as far as a circuit goes for high intensity interval training. Finally, we're going to go into the last portion of high intensity interval training. That's to focus on the strength portion of how you can do HIIT. So Tim here is going to demonstrate to do a squat with weights and also some prone rows. Let's go and get started. Pick up the dumbbells first. And before you start, I want to explain a few different things. We are going to be doing something lower in reps too, because it is going to be higher in weights if you have access to something higher in weights. So let's go ahead and do a total of 5 squats. Go ahead, Tim. Get some good depth. Keep your core muscles nice and tight. That's 1, 2. Good. That's 3. Make sure to push your knees outwards for good form. That's 4. 1 more. And that's 5, and go ahead and set that down. Right now he's not super tired, so he can immediately go straight into his prone rows. He's going to do a total of 6, so 3 in each side. Core muscles, butt muscles nice and tight too to help protect that back, right? Looks awesome, perfect. Breathe, good, good, awesome, perfect, good. And before you start the next set, let's go ahead and rest a little bit. If this is your second, third, fourth, 5th round through and you're super tired, rest for about 10 seconds because you're already lifting a heavier weight. We want to keep things nice and safe. Awesome job. There you go. 1, 2, that's 3, 4, 5. Awesome. There you go. There we go. Last time through right here. Obviously, he's not super tired yet, so he can immediately go straight into it. It's 2. That's 3. Awesome. That's 4. 5. Awesome form. And 6. And perfect. Awesome. Good. And that's the strength portion right there. Thank you for watching this video. If you like the content that you've seen, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure to also make some suggestions or comments of what you'd like to see in the future.